Are you guys ready for real surprises? Okay, you will be asking, what is it really about? And I will respond like this: it's about multiple factors getting aligned when we are entering into the critical stage. The push of governments to tokenize and digitize the economy, along with the price fluctuation showing you the technical analysis using charts from XRP market to altcoin market cap to Bitcoin and others. And it itself shows you that we just hit a major bear trap. And now factors are highlighting that the price, indicators, and these factors explained clarifies why many of us will be surprised by the price fluctuation in the coming weeks ahead. Say September leading to October will be turn the psychology of a lot of investors. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you would like to extend your support and get more value for your portfolio with different assets rather than XRP. Then you can follow the Patreon, PayPal, and the XRP wallet address. Patreon will actually allow you to get different charts, setups, and understanding about how to trade this crypto market based on your portfolio and your interest. You can discuss about different portfolio, different assets. If you are managing, say, a crypto portfolio separately, commodities and forex or other stuff, you can all get that there in the Patreon. Now, when we actually understand that there is a huge change of things happening in the market, and when we look at the entire economy going digital and they are trying to tokenize stuff, we really have to check through all of this. Now, yes, I have multiple tabs open here and we'll have to go through them one by one along with the price fluctuations. So first, looking at the charts, the price fluctuation, and now here I'm actually using a stochastic RSI as an indicator along with some moving averages and combining the volume with the price. So in a monthly chart for XRP, it really is getting interesting. Look at the flow, how it is changing in the stochastic RSI. And you have to actually look whenever we are reaching the overbought area in the stochastic RSI, we've been in a bull run above the moving averages on a monthly chart. And look at where we are right now. In the stochastic RSI, it showcases that we are going to the downside from here, and then we got another pump like the last and final leg of that bull run. And then when the stochastic RSI entered the oversold region, we started that bearishness, right? We were going to the downside all the way, and intermediately stochastic RSI showcased that it may turn, but immediately it turned back. But if you look at there, it's kind of a double bottom there and then eventually moving to the upside. But as we crossed here and then crossed this particular mark around 30 in stochastic RSI, that kind of showed you that the trend has changed. But now when you look at the stochastic RSI, the price and the volume along with the moving averages, you can understand that price has entered into the moving average zone. I'm using a 20, 50 and a 100-day moving average here. So when you look at these, what you actually have to see is, like, say we have a 10-day moving average, a 9-day moving average, 50, 20 and a 200-day moving average. Now on a monthly, 200-day moving average is not visible, but when we go in and zoom in, say on a weekly, we can actually see the 200-day moving average and how the price is reflecting with that. But on a monthly, you can see that the candle has already showcased that there is underlying strength and buyers came in here. The bullish, strong bullish green candle here highlights that. And now if we are looking at the RSI and the price, we may soon enter into overbought region in the stochastic RSI. And when the volume is reducing, that's when you actually get huge breakouts. Now that's on a monthly, right? So when we zoom in and look at it on a weekly chart, you are able to see this. The price went through the moving average zone and it broke till 200-day moving average. It reached 200-day moving average, kind of respected that level as a resistance zone and is correcting now. Now why I say correcting, instead of a giant pullback to the bottom, because you can see these levels are looking like an inverse head and shoulder, and we are reaching the neckline of that trend. Now yes, it's not confirmed yet, but if you look at these bottom here, it looks really like a triple bottom. And here when you look at these connecting all the tops here, we are still looking at a trend line resistance which is increasing its value, right? And here at the bottom, the support is also making a trend line showcasing a bullish trend. Now it has to be seen whether we are going to bounce from here, because if we do, then that's a symbol that yes, this trend is valid. Why? Because at the same time, if you are plotting this, you can connect this one and this one, the line will go through here, and if the price is bouncing way above from that trend line, that means buyers are more interested in this asset. They are not willing to wait till the price reach that support, because they are not sure that the price may reach that support level. Now that is on a weekly chart. So if we actually zoom in, say on a 12-hour chart, this is what we see. The bottom here, this is the low, then a higher low, and now we have the 3 higher lows pattern, which usually we consider if we get that 3 in a row, that's kind of a trend changer. But as of now, we only have 2 of the higher highs here. So if we are able to break above the 0.32 mark here and create a new high, then this trend can be actually valid, because the distance between each touch shows that the time has actually taken more time to create these. So that's making it a valid trend in change. Now, when we look at a 4-hour chart, that means we are going clearly inside. We really want to know what really is happening at this particular area. On a 12-hour chart or a weekly chart, we are getting a candle like this, a red candle, which shows the bearishness, but then an immediate stop there with the moving averages coming as a support, and showing that there is a chance that the 20-day moving average can be crossing the 50. So when we actually cross into that 4-hour chart, we can observe things like this. We are still running within that pattern, and within that pattern now we are at the support. So if we are at the support and trading in this particular pattern in a range, then we should be looking at a bounce from here reaching to the top towards 0.254. Now that's for XRP, right? So if we look at the general market, we can directly go to either Ether for altcoin or Bitcoin for the general market. Now if we look at the general market, that's say BTC, you can actually connect these lines, which creates a valid trend line. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 the breakout, and 7 the retest there, showing you a bounce along with the moving averages crossing to the downside and the bounce there. Now when we look at these bounces from this particular level, it shows that it was a resistance which is turning into a support now, along with this cup and handle pattern, which with the stochastic RSI showcasing that it's going to cross to the upside, meaning it found a bottom there. So if you look at that level with the stochastic RSI at different areas, you can really understand that it happened previously too. Now the importance of this is it's on a longer time frame, right? A 3-day chart, and it shows like the candle pattern has actually broke to the upside and it came back and retested that area. Now yes, we are having that 10 and 20-day moving average crossing, showing that there was an immediate change in the trend. However, the chart is highlighting that the 50 and 200-day moving average is still moving to the upside. In particular, 50-day is trending to the upside along with the 20-day moving average. That means the price is going to get support from the moving average and this particular support resistance zone. So that's Bitcoin, right? So now if we look at the general altcoin market cap, this is what we are able to see. Now we broke above this trend line, we were traveling to the upside, we got a bit of correction. Then if we look at the RSI, stochastic RSI, this is what we get. An immediate drop from the overbought region towards the oversold area with that candle. It's not like slowly going to the downside with the multiple candles. Say here, while we were trading within this pattern, we actually got this much to reach till the bottom and towards pointing to the upside across, right? A chance or a potential to cross. But here that all happened within just one candle. So that's like prepare for some massive blow. Now, when we look at that, we'll have to understand that the 20-day moving average is currently acting as a support there. So that's kind of a bit more bullish. And as the moving averages, all of them 20, 50 and 200 is trending to the upside on a 3-day chart, which is a longer time frame. It shows that the wave is actually changing and we are entering into that era of markup where the FOMO would be kicking in without much of a delay. Now, when we look at the same altcoin market cap on a monthly chart, in a Heikin to understand the momentum, say how it is actually moving the price, how it is changing its fluctuation using a MACD instead of a stochastic RSI. This is what we actually get. The candles, the Heikin candle is showing that the buyers are getting more interested into this one, and all of the moving averages shorter towards the 50 is trending to the upside along with the price. And then the MACD has already crossed, as we were discussing and following the pattern here, to the upside on a monthly, which gave us the highlighting point that this is where you have to buy. And personally, I did that previously, and we were actually discussing about buy the dips opportunity. And looking at the charts on a shorter time frame, say at least a 12-hour, we understand that yes, it is a buy the dip. It came back, it kind of got supported here, and it was showing that it is going back up. So that was a buy the dip there. And again, this one. Now, if this one is getting confirmed with the bounce here, even if you draw a trend line, it would be going through this area, right? That means a new trend is emerging from here. If you connect this one and this, so the next higher, as it moves to the new highs, it should be getting more pace there. It should be gaining more and more pace there. Now, looking at the general altcoin market, it is also kind of similar. Why? Because we are getting a Adam and an Eve pattern on a monthly. Now that really is huge because it's on a monthly and we are getting a reversal signal there. Now, if we break this level to the upside, which we are doing right now, the target is like way high. We are going to go 200-300% in the general altcoin market cap as the completion of this pattern, which would be taking us above the all-time highs in many coins, right? For Bitcoin, if we just go 100%, it's gonna get to that level, and that would be just the target achievement of this particular pattern. So when that happens, you have to understand, last time when BTC hit all-time highs, that was the time when the altcoins were actually going to the upside, meaning BTC was around say $1,000 was its 80 all-time high, and then it broke the all-time high and started moving to the upside. So automatically small investors would be taking a little by little profit in each pump, reaching each new highs and putting it into other assets which are undervalued. So something similar would also happen here when the smart money is entering the market. Now, that being said, in the one side of price fluctuation and what we can expect in the near term, and then looking at the fundamental side of it, the news updates and other stuff, what really is happening, New Zealand was one of the area, New Zealand along with Australia, where the property prices were going to the upside, and everyone is thinking it will only go to the upside. It's kind of saying that everyone and their brothers are saying it will only go to the upside, and that's when you have to be cautious, right? And here, if you look at their interest rate, previously I believe in 2018, before a 2008 crisis, it was around 8 to 9% there in New Zealand, and then now it's somewhere just below 0.25, nearing that zero mark, and then soon it will also be entering into a negative territory. And if that really is happening, you have to understand, if interest rates in that country is entering negative, that means investors can't actually hold money in their account, meaning if they hold, they'll have to pay the banks for holding that amount. So what they would be looking would be more yielding things to look at, and at that point it's like, there is no risk of yet, you'll really have to take high risk assets. So here it states that spells a sharp turnaround for the Kiwi and the investment grade New Zealand bond market, both of which have been classic carry trades, where investors borrow in low yielding currencies such as yen or euro for riskier yet higher yielding assets. So now they are looking for riskier assets. Now this article is a bit old, but to showcase you the context, I'm highlighting that with the current update there. Now when we look at that, they are also talking about things like gold. They can actually look at gold. They can just diversify their portfolios, and when they are diversifying their portfolios in an era where everything is going digital, even crypto is being highlighted as investment grade chances, opportunities, money is actually going to flow in. And one side, that's happening with the monetary policy and other stuff, and along with the same thing in the financial industry, you can see this. UBS plans to increase its fees for wealthy international clients holding large cash deposit. So either it's a negative interest rate, or anyway you'll have to pay that. So who will actually carry that much of a balance there? Instead, they would diversify their portfolio, meaning if the government, what the government wants is to revive the economy, push more cash into the economy, but investors, they don't actually care much about the economy. Instead, they would be looking at their own portfolio and how they can increase their profit, right, instead of losing their money in a riskier time. So here, Morgan Stanley investment management chief highlights that crypto as an alternative investment. So what we were talking about, they are looking at alternative investment from, instead of holding that cash, and now crypto is our alternative investment. Now these are all happening when for XRP. In terms of XRP, we are understanding that the adoption, partnership, and the reach towards regulators are increasing. And now we are looking at the future trend. So in terms of future, it's ISO 20022 completion, nearing that mark where everyone has to be on that profile with that interoperability scheme. And it's not only interoperability, right, along with that scalability too. Now, if everyone has to be on board, there should be multiple corridors open for XRP, which is the on-demand liquidity. So in that aspect, when we look at that, we can see multiple corridors are being prepared, right? Ripple looks to add multiple new corridors to its XRP on-demand liquidity network, and that's what we are really headed to. And as we watch things like that, these would be repetitive news. On-demand liquidity hitting new high, on-demand liquidity hitting new volume. So these stuff would become common. And when we understand that crypto is an alternative investment, other investments, other items, assets should also be entering into the digitized, tokenized era. And in order to do that, now there is something Sologenic and XRP Ledger combination. They allow you to tokenize their assets. Now that's when you enter into their website, what you can see is they allow you to tokenize 40,000 plus stocks, ETFs, and commodities. Now tokenize assets on demand. So they're allowing you to do that from 30 global stock exchanges. Now that's actually a wide variety of things to do along with XRP Ledger. So with XRP Ledger's fast transaction times, people all around the world can tokenize different assets securely and quickly. Look at things, how it really is moving when central banks are looking at central bank digital currency and the evolution of money itself. And the investments, when the money is changing, investment assets, everything do change. And this change happening with ILP and XRP Ledger is what makes XRP the asset, which when I say the asset, meaning the asset, you can't actually compare anything with that. Now when we say that digitized, tokenized economy, French central bank governor builds the case for digital euro. Now we know that European Central Bank is talking about that and they are looking into it. But the current stresses due to the health crisis is increasing the chances for a rollout as soon as possible. Central banks need to catch up with private entities. Why? Because the private entities are now going towards this thing, tokenization. And if they are doing that, then majority of them can actually, some way move around or divert the attention from the current issue and gain more traction in terms of investment grade opportunities. And then Ripple's Pay ID technology celebrates crucial milestone, teases e-commerce integration. So if one side for the investments it's going like this, then the other side for common man it's actually going to be like this. Meaning if you are going to get government would be going in debt, and then giving monthly basic income for everyone, universal basic income. They'll actually try to do that, push in as more as possible until the health crisis ends. But They would provide you with a money cost of living. Say for example, how many of you guys would be going out in the era of a health crisis? Instead, you would be looking at buying things online. And if there are solutions online in which you can use your digital asset, then the chances are you would be using that. First thing, the ease of payment. Second, the fee for that payment, right? So that's going to be highlight. Now, one of a old thing which is highlighted by Stuart here is, say, this one from Brad back in 2017, and that really looks, healthy, because these guys are stating things which they're going to do, or at least they will try to do until they die. And these guys have the reach till those levels like IMF, BIS, and the rest of those institutions. It really makes a difference. Healthy XRP market and healthy XRP ecosystem is critically important to them, and it is needed and it is indeed a primary driver. Long-term price will reflect success, driving institutional use of XRP. And what are we really looking at? Institutional grade use of XRP. Now that's not only in tokenization, it's not only in payments, it's increasing day by day, right? So the aspects in which XRP would be providing, different return on your investment would be based on how you look at it. And if you are not ready for a surprise, then you may really be surprised. Meaning, if you understand there can be surprises, then when the surprise pops out, you can actually align your portfolio in such a way that you can take profit in that. Now, even in the other case, you'll get profits, but the difference being that if you're not prepared, then you may be taking out your profits so early that you won't get the majority of that profit which you should be getting in the last end. Now, when we look at the entire thing is changing from the banks, changing from the brick and mortar banks towards the digital platforms, that really matters. Because we can see things like PolySign going in, that's like a new bank for crypto itself, and then the custody services for crypto, trading services for crypto, everything is going in this particular way in which banks would be offering crypto trading, crypto custody, everything in just 1 year. Why? Things are being accelerated, and the push from IMF, BIS, and others are making things go crazy. My tongue is a bit twisty in the morning, right? Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, if you really so value, please do support the channel. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And if you would like to extend your support for the channel, you can use the Patreon, PayPal, and the XRP wallet address in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.